the idea of the show, very briefly, begins more or less with a work by Peter Eisenman, who is an important American architect whose works are significantly collected by the CCA. We wanted to start with something that came to visit and now lives here in Montreal, so it belongs to you in a certain way. He was somebody who was looking a lot at conceptual art in the mid-1960s and watching as artists figured out ways to deal with the encroaching of commerce into the art world. And he did a work, you'll see it over there, it's under the number 1, in which he decided, okay, I'm not going to build a building. In other words, I'm not going to do something that is consumable and to which you can attach money. I'm going to write something about architecture. And then he thought further, you know what, I'm going to not even, if I take away the building, I'm going to even take away the text. And all there is a blank page with some footnotes. And instead of the text, there are these footnotes. I'm sure nobody but me, and now Ezra and Whitney, because I hit them, have read the footnotes. But architecture turned into this conversation. It has at least 3 parts. One of them is the idea that architecture is, amongst other things, not only, but amongst other things, an intellectual and cultural practice, not just a service profession. And that this cultural and intellectual practice is related to the problems of media and technology of the day. For a variety of reasons, certain objects we wanted to treat the way Eisenman treated the footnote. So we have footnote references, and they refer to objects that are in the vitrine. So here you have the missing text, and the actual objects are out there. If you try to count up the number of different mediums, slide projectors, storyboards, Scribble, iPhone applications, Illustrator, files, and so forth, your head will a little bit begin to spin at the plethora of the kinds of objects that are in the room. But all of them, in one way or another, are trying to deal with how architecture communicates to a broader public, which is essentially the work that we do in the university, trying to figure out how to maintain some level of intellectual integrity and yet